Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a minecart statue. By the way, just in case you have any more item related needs, feel free to check out the God system and the link below down in the description for my Minecraft item tutorials playlist. There's a lot of stuff in there. But now that all of that's out of the way, if you want to make the minecart, here's what you're going to need. You will need some black wool, some dark grey wool, grab light grey, and finally, grab yourself some cyan stained clay. And those are the only four materials that you're going to be needing. So once you have those, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here. You're going to want to kick off your minecart with this sequence of blocks in a row on the floor. Do 3 light grey, 1, 2, 3. Then 1 dark grey. Then 2 black wool, 1, 2. 1 dark grey. 6 light grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 dark grey, 2 black wool, 1 dark grey, 3 light grey, 1, 2, 3, to give you the base row of your minecart. Should just look exactly like this. Nice and simple. Once you've got that row taken care of, we're now going to build up the entire front face of our minecart. So, going from left to right for every single row here, do this sequence of blocks. So for the next row, as a matter of fact, it's a little easier. All you have to do is place dark grey wool on top of the black wool blocks that you placed in the first row, and then you can just place light grey wool everywhere else. That second row is actually a lot easier than a couple of the other rows, and that's all you have to do. Dark grey wool on top of the black wool, then light grey wool everywhere else. However, for these next few rows, for the next row going from left to right, of course, do 2 light grey, 1 cyan clay, 1 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 light grey, 1 cyan clay, and then you can fill the rest of the row in with light grey wool. There should be 6 cyan clay in total for that row. For the next row, you then want to completely fill the row in with light grey wool, like that. So you just want to fill that next row in with light grey wool. For the next row, going from left to right, do 3 light grey, 1, 2, 3, then 1 cyan clay, 1 light grey, 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 1 cyan clay, and then you can fill the rest of the row in with light grey wool, and there you should have 7 cyan clay in total. And for the next row, you can then just fill the next row completely in with light grey wool, just as I'm doing now, and that's as easy as it gets. Once you've done that row, we can then move on to the next row. So for the next row, you now want to do 4 light grey wool, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1 cyan clay, 1 light grey, 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 1 cyan clay. Then fill the rest of the row in with light grey wool, and in total you should have again 6 cyan clay. Then for the next row, you can just completely fill that in with light grey wool. As easy as that. Just completely fill that row in with light grey wool. For the next row, going from left to right again, do 3 light grey, then 1 cyan clay, 1 light grey, 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 1 cyan clay, and then fill the rest of the row in with light grey wool. And just as with the second row cyan clay, you now want 7 in that row. And for the final row of the front of your minecart, just completely fill it in with light grey wool, and that will be that, guys. So that is what you want to have for the front of your minecart in its entirety. So now that you've got the entire front of your minecart taken care of, we can now move on to the rest of it. So come all the way around to the back of your minecart. What we now want to do is take each one of the 4 corners of the minecart, and we want to extend them, coming towards us each by 15. So like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Just like that. And that will set us up a little later on for both the sides. And of course, we're now going to do the back of our minecart. So what we're now going to do, guys, is starting from this bottom left-hand corner 15th light grey block here, we're now just going to build up the back of the minecart, which is basically a mirrored version of the front. Unfortunately, we can't copy it as it follows the same pattern going from left to right. So it'd look a little weird if we did the same thing. So going from left to right from this first light grey block, you want to do this sequence of blocks. Do 2 light grey, 1 dark grey, 2 black wool, 1 dark grey, 6 light grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 1 dark grey, 2 black wool, 1 dark grey, 2 light grey, and that is the first row for your minecart. For the second row, you just want to do 2 dark grey on top of each one of the 2 black walls of the first row, and then fill the rest of the row in with light grey wool, just like that. Exact same thing that we did on the front. For the next row, going from left to right, do 2 light grey, 1 cyan, 1 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 light grey, 1 cyan, and then fill the rest of the row in with light grey wool, and that row should have 6 cyan clays. For the next row, just completely fill it in with light grey wool. And as you guys might see, this is how the back is being built up. It's the exact same as the front, except of course, like I said, it's kind of mirrored, it's on the opposite side. So for the next row, going from left to right again, of course, do 3 light grey, 1 cyan, 1 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 light grey, 1 cyan. Then fill the rest of the row in with light grey wool, and there should be 7 cyan right there. Then filling in the next row with light grey wool, just fill the entire row in with light grey. Then for the next row, do 4 light grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1 cyan, 1 light grey, 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 1 cyan, and then fill the rest of the row in with light grey. And just as the first row of cyan, you now want to have 6 cyan blocks there. For the next row, completely fill in the row with light grey wool, just as I'm doing now. Completely fill that row in with light grey wool. For the next row, do 3 light grey, 1, 2, 3, then 1 cyan, 1 light grey, 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 1 cyan. Then fill the rest of the row in with light grey. And as a matter of fact, whilst we're up here, also fill in that top row with light grey wool as well. And there you will have the back. And that final row, including the cyan, there should be 7 cyan blocks there. And then just fill the top row with light grey wool. And here we have a basic copy of the front of the minecart. Once you've got that taken care of, we can now move on to the sides. So let's move on to this side first of all, and I can just adjust my plan so I can see what I'm doing, guys. So move on to the left-hand side of the minecart first of all, not that it really matters. For the second row of the minecart, since we've already got the first row completely taken care of for us with our light grey wool, for the second row, you actually want to just do another row of light grey. So for the left-hand side, starting off 2 rows of light grey, 1 and 2, 1 was already done for us. For the next row, going from left to right, do 1 light grey, 1 cyan, 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 then 2 light grey. That's the first row, and that should be 6 cyan clay. For the next row, just completely fill that row in with light grey wool, just like this. For the next row, do 1 cyan, 1 light grey, 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 1 cyan. Then just place a light grey wall to finish off that row. And there be 7 cyan clay right there. You guys might be able to see the pattern. It's 6, 7, 6, 7, and it's just repeated 2 times. So that's that row, 7 cyan clay. Then fill the next row in with light grey wool. For the next row, do 1 light grey, 1 cyan, 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 1 light grey, 1 cyan. Then fill the last 2 blocks in with light grey. And again, that should just be 6 cyan. Then fill the rest of the row in with light grey wool, like that. Now for the final row, we will have 7 cyan this time. So starting from the left hand side, we start off with a cyan. So that will be 1 cyan, 2 cyan, 3 cyan, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there you go. It's just as easy as that. It's just that repeating pattern every single time. It's just 1 cyan, 1 light grey, just like that, and that will be the entire side filled in. Once you've done that to one side, you actually pretty much want to do the exact same thing to this opposite side. So this opposite side, again, it's not a direct copy. It's kind of like mirrored. It's on the opposite side, if you guys know what I'm talking about. So we kind of just have to build it up from scratch again. So for the first row of this side, we kind of already have it built for us. But for the second row, we want to do an entire row of light grey wool, as you guys can see. So we have 2 rows of light grey. And then we can continue on to do exactly what we did on that opposite side. So this first one, we've got 1 light grey. Then we start with the cyan. There will be 6 cyan in this row. I'm sure that you guys get the pattern by now. So it's like 1 cyan, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the rest of the row is light grey. That's exactly how it goes, guys. Once the cyan's out of the way, it's just light grey everywhere else. Then the next row is just completely light grey. And then for this next row, we'll have 7 cyan here, so that's 1, and we start off with a cyan, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. Then just fill the last spot in with light grey wool. And then the next row is light grey wool completely. Then for the next row, you just do a single light grey. Then we start in with the cyan. There'll be 6 this time, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the rest of the row in with light grey, so that's 6 cyan. Then the next row is just completely light grey. And then this final row will be 7 cyan. So starting from the left hand side, we've got 1 cyan, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, just like that. And as you guys can see, this side is just identical to that opposite side. And if you guys didn't catch that, it's just 6, 7, 6, 7 with a separation of 1 row of light grey in between everything else. So those are all of the external sides of your minecart 100% complete, guys. Once you've got all of that taken care of, we can now move into the interior of the minecart. So coming to the interior of the minecart, first of all, we've actually got to lay 2 layers of dark grey wool inside the minecart. As a matter of fact, you don't really have to. So if you just lay 1 layer of dark grey wool kind of in line with the second row of your minecart, just as I'm doing now. So skip this first base row and then just add 1 layer of dark grey wool just to kind of put a bottom in the minecart. And like I said, it just wants to be 1 block higher than the base. So in line with the second row, you guys can see exactly what I'm doing here. You just want to add a bottom to your minecart. So that's exactly what we're up to. So we're just adding all of this in. And then we can move on to the next bit. So this is a little time consuming, but that's alright. We're just adding in the dark grey wool. I'm sure that will be done pretty soon, and then we can move on to the proper interior of the minecart, where we can start doing some of the patterns inside the minecart, which are also very easy and quite repetitive as well. Everything about the minecart is actually quite repetitive, so we're just adding in all of the dark grey wool here, as you can see, and there we go. So if you wanted to, you could add in 2 direct layers of dark grey, although I don't see the point. If you just add in the 1 layer of dark grey that is in line with the second row of the minecart, you'll be doing yourself a favour. Once you've done that, you now want to do a vertical row of dark grey wool coming up next to each one of the 4 corners of your minecart, if you guys can see exactly what I'm doing here. So take each one of the 4 corners of your minecart and just raise them up like that inside with your dark grey wool. Once you've done that, we can now move on to the actual patternings of the cart itself. So, starting with either face, we're doing 2 of the long faces, like the front of the minecart and the back of the minecart. So, let's say this is the front of the minecart, starting from the bottom left-hand corner here, going right of this dark grey wool. The first row inside your minecart just wants to be an entire row of black wool, like this. The next row, going from left to right, wants to be 2 dark grey, 3 black wool, 1 dark grey, 1 black wool, 1 dark grey, 2 black wool, 1 dark grey, then make the rest of the row black wool. For the next row, do 1 black wool, 3 dark grey, 1 black wool, 6 dark grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 1 black wool, then make the rest of the row dark grey wool. For the next row, why is my Xbox freezing? Anybody else seeing that? Oh, there we go. It kicked itself back in. It's probably overheating. It's very hot here. For the next row, do 1 black wool, 2 dark grey, 1 black wool, 2 dark grey, 2 black wool, 1 dark grey, 1 black wool, 1 dark grey, 1 black wool. Then fill the rest of the row in with dark grey wool. For the next row, just do an entire row of dark grey wool. And for the next row, going from left to right, do 7 dark grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 1 black wool, 2 dark grey, 1 black wool, then make the rest of the row dark grey, and as a matter of fact, make the entire rest of this side of your minecart dark grey wool. And let me just show you guys what this should look like in its 100% fully completed glory. So this is what the inside of your minecart should look like once it's been completely filled in. Once you've got that taken care of on one side of your minecart, you now want to do the exact same thing on the opposite side of your minecart. So the other long side of the minecart, we're now going to be doing the exact same thing here. So, starting from this bottom row here, this first bottom row is just going to be entirely black wool. So that first row, just entirely black wool like that. For the next row, do 2 dark grey, 3 black wool, 1 dark grey, 1 black wool, 1 dark grey, 2 black wool, 1 dark grey, then make the rest of the row black wool. For the next row, do 1 black wool, 3 dark grey, 1 black wool, 6 dark grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 black wool, then make the rest of the row dark grey wool. For the next row, do 1 black wool, 2 dark grey, 1 black wool, 2 dark grey, 2 black wool, 1 dark grey, 1 black wool, 1 dark grey, 1 black wool. Then make the rest of the row dark grey wool. Then make the entire next row completely dark grey wool. Just as I've done there. Just make the entire row dark grey wool. For the next row, do 7 dark grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then do 1 black wool, 2 dark grey, 1 black wool, then fill the rest of the row in with dark grey, and then you can proceed to fill in the rest of the side in with dark grey as well. So once you've done those 2 sides, those are the 2 long sides, 100% fully completed, as you guys can see. So now all we have to do is the 2 short sides of the minecart. So we'll start on this one. It really doesn't matter which one we start on. So going right of this dark grey wool that we have right here, the first row of the side just wants to be completely black wool, as you guys can see, just completely make that side black wool. For the next row, do 3 black wool, 1 dark grey, 1 black wool, 1 dark grey, 2 black wool, 1 dark grey, 3 black wool. For the next row, do 2 dark grey, 1 black wool, 7 dark grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 black wool, 1 dark grey. For the next row, do 1 dark grey, 1 black wool, 8 dark grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 black wool, 1 dark grey. For the next row, do 4 dark grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 black wool, 1 dark grey, 1 black wool, 4 dark grey. For the next row, just completely fill the row in with dark grey wool. For the next row, do 5 dark grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 black wool, 1 dark grey, 1 black wool. Then fill the rest of the row in with dark grey, and as a matter of fact, you can also fill that last row in with dark grey wool as well. And this is what you will want to end up with for the first side of your minecart, just like that, nice and simple. And of course, once you've done that to one side, we're now going to come to this opposite side and do the exact same thing. So for this first side here, or the second side I should say, for this first row, you just completely want to fill it in with black wool, and that's all you want to do for that first row. For the second row though, going from left to right again of course, do 3 black wool, 1 dark grey, 1 black wool, 1 dark grey, 2 black wool, 1 dark grey, 3 black wool. For the next row, do 2 dark grey, 1 black wool, 7 dark grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 black wool, 1 dark grey. For the next row, do 1 dark grey, 1 black wool, 8 dark grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 black wool, 1 dark grey. For the next row, do 4 dark grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 black wool, 1 dark grey, 1 black wool, make the rest of the row dark grey wool. For the next row, just do an entire row of dark grey wool. For the next row, do 5 dark grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 black wool, 1 dark grey, 1 black wool. Then make the rest of the row dark grey, and as a matter of fact, make the entire rest of the side dark grey wool as well. And there you go, guys. That is the fourth and final side of the interior of your minecart. And just to show you guys what all of those look like together, there's a nice bird's eye view. And once you've done the interior of your minecart, guys, that is actually the minecart 100% fully completed. Let's take a look at this thing, shall we? We may as well take a look. We've just spent a lot of time building. Let's see if we can get the interior involved as well as we look around it. I think that this is probably a good view. So, this is your minecart 100% fully completed, guys. Hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully you managed to make it no problem. I know it's very, very repetitive, guys. Trust me, no one knows that more than I do. If you liked it, I would really appreciate it if you could give me a like, favorite, share, absolutely anything you would like to do to help me out, guys. I made this by request, as I do most things. It's all because of you guys. If you want to check out any of my other item builds, maybe suggest what you want to see next, feel free to check out the card system and the link below down in the description for my various item tutorials playlist. And thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next tutorial.